What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got more news on Coach Prime. Now, guys, his daughter Deiondra Sanders, she was under some fire from the people of Jackson, Mississippi, because of some comments she made on the Baller Alert podcast, where she was asked, the context of what she said, she was asked about the backlash of her father leaving Jackson and going to Colorado, right? And she said, you know, my dad makes very calculated decisions, and it isn't just like the football. He looks at the scope of everything surrounding his decision. And so she was calling out a few things that were issues, like breaking in the locker room and everything, but she came under fire when she made comments about Jackson State University's campus having murders on there every couple of months. This is actually what she said.
When my dad makes a decision, he thinks about all aspects of his kids. People don't realize he actually did have kids that go to the school also. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't know that it's killings on the campus. Wow. Every few months.
Now, when she made those comments and the backlash came in, she actually posted a video apologizing about what was said. And this is what she said.
Good morning, everybody. So, first I would like to apologize for a comment that I recently made concerning the JSU murders. I do feel like that I over-exaggerated due to the fact that every time I did come to town, I was made aware of shootings, murders, robberies, on campus, around campus, and in the city. But I really do apologize for what I said. It's just that things did happen while my family was there that the public was not made aware of. But I definitely shouldn't have exaggerated like that, and I do want to say that I do apologize for that. So I apologize to the whole JSU community, the JSU campus, and everyone that's, a part of JSU.
Since she's dropped that video, she came back and said, I didn't lie, I just got the count wrong. Basically saying, like, it is a thing that happens, but it probably doesn't happen as frequent as I was saying, but it's pretty darn close. So, after all that happened, Coach Prime had to come out and check a few people, man, because they were coming at his daughter in a crazy tight way, and he had to let you know he don't play about his family. Coach Prime sent out a tweet and he said, just so you know, I don't play around about my kids. If they're wrong, they will repent and make it right if possible, publicly, not privately. Some things we just should let go. Please be careful speaking subliminally about my kids, because my receipts ain't subliminal. I'm him. So Coach Prime, he sent that out saying, look, I don't play with my kids on no level. Yeah, she might have made a little bit of a mistake right there. But y'all not about to play with her name, and y'all not about to come at her like y'all about to do something. You know what I'm saying? And so you got an alum that came under there and said, Coach, you can't be doing all that extra on social media. You work for Colorado. Instead of standing up for your daughter, just tell her to stop speaking on Jackson State. You're going to get called into the office tomorrow, and they're not with your shenanigans this weekend. So they basically saying, now that you went to that level, then, you can't be clapping back like you could here at Jackson State. And that's not the flex that the person in the comments thought it was, because you saying that institution has a higher standard than yours, basically, without saying it. So I mean, pulled up some numbers, guys, and I hate to say this, but homicide rate, when you look at it, guess who ranks number one for homicides for year on a per capita rate? Jackson, Mississippi's number one. New Orleans number 2, Birmingham number 3, St. Louis number 4, Louisville number 5, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Detroit, Cleveland, Memphis. So, it leads in murder rate, homicides, it's the number one. You know what I'm saying? So, there's some validity to what she says. You can't really be mad at Coach Prime for removing his family out that situation. I mean, when he first got there, we saw his automobile get broken into. His son's automobile got broken into. The quarterback, Deiondra Sanders, and the locker room, they stole his stuff. I mean, they had a guy come up to Shadour's room late at night, 2 unknown men, you know what I'm saying? They pulled up to his front door at an ungodly hour to do God knows what. So, man, there are those elements there. We can't pretend like that doesn't exist because we're hurt that he went to that he went to Colorado. Those things exist. And yeah, I mean, maybe they didn't want her speaking on it. Maybe Coach Prime probably talked to her in private about that. But she was asked a question, and her being a kid, you know, one of his kids, and hearing all the noise up close and personal, what she was attempting to do probably was to say, you know, put yourself in our shoes. This is why we took this step. Well, not exactly received the way that I think she put it out there. They're on the defensive with Coach Prime still, because there's still a lot of hurt and a lot of salty feelings around that program about his departure and going up. And a lot of people thought that because he said God sent him there, they thought God sent him there forever. But God can send you somewhere and then you can move. You know what I'm saying? He could send you to a place, you do what you need to do there, and then you move on to the next level when another opportunity presents itself. You know what I'm saying? It also said, like, people say that, but then, you know, God also says he'll give you the desires of your heart. So at the same time, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at the totality of everything. Now, as far as Coach Prime, I could see where he's coming from, getting his family up out of there. The fact that he stayed as long as he did. When I first saw them breaking his car, even before I think this is before he coached the game. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was up out of there right after that, because I was like, man, this is how it's starting off. And we already know about the crime rate in Jackson and everything. And that's not to say anything disparaging about the good citizens, the upstanding citizens that uphold the law. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people are impoverished and they feel like they have to do what they got to do to eat, which is unfortunate, man. I ain't taking nothing away from that. But also the people that go out there and they're in a similar situation, but they just put in work to get where they need to be, they shouldn't be subject to the tactics that that others in that same position have to do to try to take what they've worked hard for. You know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for people, but I don't feel so bad that I can sympathize with you hurting another human being that worked for what they have. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're in close proximity with you. So, man, yeah, I get what Deiondra was saying. Should she had put that out there? I'm not sure. I know what she meant by it. You know, I didn't feel how some others felt about it, but hey, I don't live there, so I can see why some people are defensive too. So, man, look, hopefully this blows over, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I want to know what you think in the comments, guys. Till next time, peace.